Hey guys, Rob Games here. Today I'd like to talk about a topic that isn't gaming related, but something I would like to address. Australia, once seen as the land of opportunity, is now a country where financial survival has become a daily battle for many. In 2025, life here is tougher than ever. The dream of owning a home feels like a fantasy, and house prices continue to soar beyond reach. The cost of living is relentless. Groceries, fuel, electricity, and everyday essentials have become luxury items. Wages, meanwhile, have remained the same for years, making it impossible for the average Australian to get ahead. To make matters worse, large supermarket chains are raking in record profits, while everyday Australians are forced to tighten their belts. The system seems broken, and as people struggle to make ends meet, many are now considering leaving the country altogether, seeking a more affordable and less stressful life elsewhere. The reality of Australia in 2025. The housing crisis, a dream that feels impossible. For generations, home ownership was seen as a great Australian dream. But in 2025, it's becoming an unattainable goal for an average person. In Sydney, Australia, the median house price has surged past $1.7 million, making it nearly impossible for first home buyers to enter the market. Even apartments, once considered a more affordable option, now sell well over $900,000 in many parts of the city. Melbourne hasn't fared much better either, with the median house price exceeding $1.2 million. Many families are finding themselves locked out of home ownership indefinitely. Even in our outer suburbs, 45 minutes to an hour out of the CBD, where affordability was once a possibility, prices continue to climb, pushing more and more into long-term renting. In Brisbane, once considered the last refuge of affordable housing on the east coast, the median house price has surpassed $950,000. And even in the regional areas, prices have skyrocketed. Towns that were once havens for those looking for an escape the high property prices have now just become unaffordable. The situation is dire. Renters are also feeling the squeeze. With rental prices reaching all-time highs, a simple two-bedroom apartment in Sydney's inner suburbs can now cost anywhere from $800 to $1,200 per week. In Melbourne, it's a similar story, with rent increases outpacing wage growth, making it impossible for families to save for a home deposit. For young Australians, the prospect of ever owning a home feels like a cruel joke. Even for those with stable full-time jobs, saving a 20% deposit on a home would take decades. And for those who do manage to scrape something together to enter the market, they are met with astronomical mortgage repayments that consume a majority of their income. This housing crisis is leaving many Australians questioning whether staying in the country is worth it. Everything keeps going up, but wages stay the same. It's not just housing, everything is more expensive. A trip to the supermarket in 2025 is nothing short of a financial burden. Staple groceries have doubled or even tripled in price over the past 5 to 10 years. A loaf of bread used to be $2 to $3, now $6, $7, even $8. Gluten-free, $10 a loaf. A litre of milk, once $1, now $4 to $5. Fresh fruit and vegetables have become a luxury. Bananas, avocados, once cheap, now cost $7, $8 a kilo. Tomatoes, lettuce, all come with a hefty price tag that make healthy eating a financial challenge. Meat has become nearly unaffordable for many. A simple pack of chicken breasts can now cost $15 to $20, while beef is practically a premium product, with prices exceeding $50 per kilo for some quality cuts. So the supermarkets, Coles, Woolworths continue to post record profits, while Australians struggle to afford the basics. These corporations thrive, increasing prices under the guise of supply chain issues and inflation. Yet reports consistently show their profit margins have never been higher. Fuel costs are another crushing expense. A litre of fuel is usually around the $2, $2.50 a litre, making driving an expensive necessity. Even public transport has seen a steep price hike, forcing many to pay more just to get to work. Electricity and gas bills also have skyrocketed. Households used to pay $200 to $300 per quarter, facing nearly $600 to $700 per quarter. Gas, once an affordable alternative, has become just as expensive, with many families forced to cut back on heating, cooling to manage their bills. And yet, through all of this, wages have remained the same. Speaking of the stagnant wages, over 10 years without a pay rise. One of the most frustrating aspects of life in Australia in 2025 is that wages have barely moved in 5 to 10 years. Despite the increasing cost of living, many workers are earning the same salary they were making in 2020. For a full-time worker earning a median wage of around $70,000 per year, their purchasing power has declined dramatically. With higher rent, soaring grocery bills and expensive utilities, their salary no longer stretches far enough, and it's borderline low income. Casual workers are feeling the pinch even more. Many have seen shifts cut back as businesses try to save on labour costs. Minimum wage earners, who now take around $23 to $24 per hour, are barely surviving, with some having to rely on multiple jobs just to cover rent and groceries. The idea of saving money has become a joke. Living paycheck to paycheck is the new norm, and financial stress is at its all-time high. People are choosing to stay and live at home with their parents for much longer, even like myself into my 30s, to save and own my own home. Even the smaller discount supermarkets like Aldi, once known for affordability, have to increase prices. Meanwhile, local small businesses are being forced to shut down as they can't compete with the two giants. There's growing anger among Australians, but the limited competition, people have no choice to pay whatever the corporation sets. Australians leaving the country for a cheaper life. With financial pressure mounting, more Australians are making the tough decision to leave country in search for a better life elsewhere. Countries like New Zealand, Thailand, Indonesia, even parts of some Europe are becoming attractive alternatives. Australians are finding that they can buy a house for a fraction of the cost, enjoy a lower cost of living, and escape the relentless financial stress of life in Australia. For many, the decision isn't easy. Australia is home, but when financial survival becomes a constant struggle, people are left with little choice. A nation on the brink. Life in Australia, it's tougher than ever. Home ownership feels impossible. Groceries bills keep rising. Wages remain stagnant. Meanwhile, corporations continue profit while everyday Australians suffer. Many are questioning whether staying in Australia was worth it as more people consider leaving. The big question is, how much worse will it get? And when will things finally change? Please let me know down in the comments what your thoughts on this topic is. Please try and keep it civil. I'll listen to either side of the arguments. So from older generation who've already got their own houses to the younger generation. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Please leave a like, subscribe to more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.